Welcome to How to Rock Spirit's Sun Moon Alchemy series. This audio was compiled and recorded by Dustin Cormier, a Leo Ascendant Scorpio with Sagittarius Moon, born in the year of the Metal Ram. All the possible Western Sun and Moon sign combinations can be found and learned about here. This information is for educational purposes only. I do not own any of the following content. For more astrology lectures and my own Cosmic Consciousness audio lecture series, check out How to Rock Spirit's YouTube channel, where I rap about everything from philosophy and transpersonal psychology, to psychedelic spirituality, to tantric and occult mysticism, and even to Marx and Engels and the materialist sciences. See you there! Sun in an Earth sign. Basically motivated by material needs and practicality. Recharges energy through working with the physical world, being productive, and feeding the senses. The Sun in the signs, interpretive guidelines. Sun in Capricorn. Creative energy colored by self-control, caution, traditionalism. Essentially values hard work, authority, and achievement. Needs to work single-mindedly and with discipline toward well-defined goals in order to fully express self. Level of vitality is affected and sense of individuality is developed by one's ability to assume responsibility. Flow of creative expression can be frozen by pessimism, a cynical attitude, or too much concern with respectability and appearances. The Moon sign and its element. These notes are also still from Stephen Arroyo's Chart Interpretation Handbook. The element of the Moon sign represents an attunement from the past that manifests automatically, a mode of feeling and being that one needs to be aware of in order to feel inwardly secure and at home with oneself. This element and experiences related to it feed your need to feel right about yourself. This element and experiences related to it feed your need to feel right about yourself. By such modes of self-expression, you are satisfying a deep inner need that can give stability to your entire personality. The Moon's element also shows how you react instinctively to all experiences, with what energy you spontaneously adjust yourself to the flow of life. Moon in Earth signs. Reacts to changing experiences with steadiness and stability. Feels comfortable with self when being productive and working towards goals. Sign position of the Moon. How one reacts based on subconscious predisposition. Moon in Virgo. Reacts with practical adaptation to all stimuli. Responds analytically to all experiences. Needs a sense of order in the environment to feel comfortable. Refines emotional reactions in order to perfect their expression. Serving others and being helpful contribute to positive self-image and help overcome innate tendency toward guilt and self-doubt. Feels secure through analysis of the physical and emotional world, and through making definite, concrete improvements. Need to dissect emotions can inhibit responsiveness. The following information comes from Isabel Hickey's Astrology, a Cosmic Science, copyright 1992 by Isabel M. Hickey Trust. Moon in Virgo. Apt to want to be considered superior intellectually because of a deep-seated inferiority complex. Reserved in expression, very critical and analytical, not very loving, apt to be cranky and fussy about minor details. If afflicted, bickering can become a mania. Irritation leads to bad health, and this position can give indigestion and bad nerves due to negative emotions caused by the desire to perfect everyone else. Very proper and conservative. Needs to achieve adjustment by detachment and non-criticism of others. Strong desire to serve people, but not enough understanding of the other person's feelings. In a male chart, would attract a quiet, reserved, and shy type of mate. If Moon is afflicted, she would be critical and apt to nag. Sun-Moon Alchemy, the elemental combinations of the Sun sign and the Moon sign. The following information comes from Charles and Susie Harvey's Sun Sign, Moon Sign. Copyright Charles and Susie Harvey, 1994, again in 2003. First published by Aquarian, 1994. Each Sun-Moon type is a combination of elements. In the following descriptions of the element combinations, please remember that the pairing can be either way around. For example, a fire-earth combination refers equally to sun-fire, moon-earth, as it does to sun-earth, moon-fire. There will be subtle differences, but the dynamic is generally the same. The four pure types, with both sun and moon in the same element, most vividly express the element involved. Such an emphasis on one element also represents an imbalance, so such types are liable to swing into their complementary or opposite element. Earth-Earth combinations. The double Earth type is down-to-earth and matter-of-fact. His pragmatic philosophy and concern for material well-being was expressed well by Karl Marx, a double Taurus, in his famous dictum, "From each according to their abilities, to each according to their needs." This type is usually well grounded in economic and physical reality. He is very much in tune with his senses and instincts, through which he feels connected to and in control of his world. There is often an innate understanding of the natural, organic processes of growth, which gives this individual persistence, patience, and self-discipline in the pursuit of their goals. Stable, realistic, practical, dependable, and down-to-earth, this individual is the pillar of society type, on whom others rely for sound judgments and solid, traditional wisdom. Usually very much at home in their bodies and appreciative of all sensual pleasures, the earthy individual knows that the body and all the material realm sustain us and supply us with evidence that we do indeed exist, and that we have a creative existence too. This type readily learns how to manipulate the material world to his own delight and advantage, and usually with the awareness that the earth and the laws of nature deserve respect. However, an overly earthy consciousness eventually becomes skeptical and fearful of what may lie beyond the physical realm. He risks losing his vision and sense of meaning through overconcern with concrete facts and trusting only what he can touch, taste, see, hear, and most of all, measure. Shadow side. The double Earth type's deepest, darkest fear is chaos and the loss of control. The unconventional and deviant are seen as threatening or even evil. The intangible, unseen realm of spiritual meaning and purpose tends to elude them or only peeps into their lives via the classic superstition and the odd psychic apparition. A strongly traditional and too rigid adherence to concrete reality can create an increasingly hollow treadmill and enslavement to the physical, which the earthy type, with dread, has to admit only ends in death. And what then? The double Earth type often needs to develop their imagination, their trust in new possibilities, and to accept that their need for spiritual sustenance need not threaten their physical security and their need to be in control, as far as possible, of their life and circumstances. To entertain the idea that there may be a realm in which quantitative measurement does not apply, the realm of meaning and spiritual purpose, this can only release them from the risk of stagnant imprisonment in the fleshly cage. Relationships. The double Earth person is one of the best marriage partners of all, for they are an able provider and a loyal, dependable mate. They may gravitate towards other earthy types with whom they will share many values and feel secure and validated. But they are likely to have a more tantalizing attraction to the fiery type, whose enigmatic and unpredictable ways stimulate and challenge. The airy individual and the double Earth person make a comfortable pairing due to their mutual impersonal, practical, logical approach to problem solving. The watery individual finds the double Earth person a perfect container for his emotions, and these two can build a cozy nest and a strong, binding attachment that wears well. Male versus female. The qualities of the practical double Earth type fit comfortably with both male and female in Western society. Both will have a strong sense of duty and commitment, and in the case of the female, a strong inclination to serve human needs. Double Earth women are enormously capable, able to sustain demanding long-term professional projects, as well as order and well-being. They tend to be protective, resourceful, patient, and hardworking, capable of showing their loyalty and love through action, but remaining somewhat restrained in the expression of feelings. The male of this type may not fit into the stereotype of the macho Western man, with all his extrovert courage and Indiana Jones-like panache, but his groundedness and quiet determination, plus his strongly rational bias, make him a practical and effective leader who can map out his territory with polished organization and work steadfastly towards the mastering of whatever medium he chooses. The following observations about your Sun-Moon combination are drawn from insights gained from astrologer Jefferson Anderson's book, Sun Sign, Moon Sign, an observation of many different individuals. The writing itself comes from Mantak Chia and William Yu Wei's Cosmic Astrology, copyright 2012 by North Star Trust, published by Destiny Books. Sun in Capricorn, Moon in Virgo. Grinder. You struggle to get as much status and power as possible to compensate for your fears. Your greatest pleasure comes from the admiration and prestige your work provides. So, like all Capricorns, you are very career-minded. You are very responsible, and you are not really happy until you have plenty of power. You have the resolve to conquer any barrier and incredible determination and inner strength. Logical, thrifty, and cautious Virgo in your combination links up with determined, resolute, and career-minded Capricorn. Your strength is cold, hard logic, and you are a person with no illusions. You see things precisely as they are because you are a total pragmatist. Fantasies are a waste of time in your book. Instead of dreaming, you plan and are practical and efficient. Deep inside, you most likely feel vague fears or indecision, even though you appear rough, detached, and even a little cold. You also have fantastic powers of attentiveness and quite a mind. You are astute and calculating and know how to convince people of things, but for a lot of Capricorn Virgos, winning becomes an end in itself. Participate in all the wonders of life, including the romantic and the religious. Do not allow your job and status to be an obsession. All Moons and Virgo people are picky, but your criticisms are frequently directed at yourself. Simply trying to accept yourself is the challenge for you. Your combination is perfectly fitted for managerial and leadership roles. Your rational and shrewd mind is ideal for academic activities. After you put your mind to something, you will not be content until you have mastered it completely. A stable and equal relationship is important to your psychological well-being, but you are not exceptionally romantic. You are actually quite a sensitive person, no matter how removed and cool you try to be. Do not try to deny or hide that sensitivity by taking on a role that is at odds with your true nature. Neurosis or self-destructive behavior can result from the fear of actual or imagined failings in life. You despise the idea of having any weaknesses. Capricorn Virgos are never content. Regardless of how successful you are in life, something in you always tells you that you have not gone far enough. Try to have a little more sympathy for yourself because we all have limitations. Refrain from dwelling on those tiny imperfections you always think you have. Charles and Susie Harvey's Sun Sign, Moon Sign. Your greatest strengths. Dedicated and honorable nature. Fine, analytical mind. Refined, articulate self-expression. Practical and efficient organizing abilities. Desire to live a useful, productive life. Love of knowledge and ability to use it for the benefit of all. Your greatest weaknesses. Lack of confidence. Over-serious approach to life, which does not allow for the frivolous and mysterious. Insistence on black and white facts, which compels you to try to quantify the intangibles. Tendency to be calculating and fault-finding with yourself, as well as with those you love. Images for integration. A famous, prize-winning scientist takes up the humble position of chemistry teacher in a quiet village school. A psychologist analyzes the history of the human condition in an essay entitled The Origin and Purposes of Man's Self-Contempt.